Hi there, business bloomers. This is Melanie MacDonald from MelanieMacDonald.com and Melanie's Blooming Business Club. Today I'm going to show you how to start a Hangout that is just with yourself so that it is not a publicly listed Hangout and it is a private Hangout. And this is useful for when you want to start a Hangout just to get into a Hangout and learn about the different apps that are available in there. Look at the icons, kind of test it and get used to it. And start it without it creating an event page. So first we're going to do a private Hangout that is just more what they call a video call. And then we'll start a Hangout on air, which is a recorded Hangout, except we're going to do it through YouTube and it's going to be called a live event. And that way it'll be started but without listed publicly because it'll be listed privately and it'll just be you in there. So you can do your testing for both Hangouts and Hangouts on Air. Okay, first let's go over to Google+. And now we're in the Google Plus page. You can see I have my Hangouts menu open. I open it by clicking this icon that looks like a quotation mark in the upper right corner. I'll turn it off and turn it back on. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom and click Start a Video Hangout. So now I'm starting a video hangout. This is not a Hangout on Air, but rather just a private Hangout. And you can see there I am up on screen. Oh, and I can see my glasses are a little crooked. And now it's prompting me to invite somebody else into this Hangout. But you know what? I'm just going to close that box because right now I don't want to invite anybody else. There. And you can see that there is this message here. They're prompting me to invite people and they're giving me a link that I could share in a post if I want to invite people to come in and make it a public Hangout. I don't want to do that and I kind of want that to go away. So what I'm going to do is actually click on one of the apps icons. One of the most used apps in there is Hangout Toolbox, this little red toolbox, which contains Hangout Lower Third. Now it opens this nice area here on the right hand side, which is your tools, and one of those tools is Hangout Lower Third. I'm clicking on the head inside a circle. What I'm going to do now is you can see that there's down at the bottom there's a little mini video feed that shows me, and I'm going to click on it and that will put me back up in the big window, but now that other message has gone away. So Hangout Toolbox has Lower Third in it, and Lower Third is the tool that gives you your name stripe across the bottom of the screen. So it's already got my name entered, and where it says enter tagline, I'll put my website, MelanieMacDonald.com. I'm going to choose a nice pinkish color that I like here for the color, and then I'm just going to turn it on by moving the slider from off to on. And you can see that the view is backwards. Now the other people viewing this, if I had other guests in the Hangout, or if this were a Hangout on Air and it was being broadcast, they would see that frontwards. It only shows backwards to me. However, I can change that by clicking on this little icon next to the on-off slider that says Mirror Local Video. And now you can see it gave a mirror image with my name printed frontways. So to create a saved preset, you type in a name for the preset, and I'll just put built in and save it. And now you have a list. It'll be listed here. I have several different overlays. Next time when I come into a Hangout, those overlays will be listed there, and I can just select the check mark to turn them on or off. So for example, I have the built-in turned on now. But if I want to put on my TGIF overlay, I just click on this little check mark and now it's got my TGIF Business Networking Hangout, which is really a little funky right now. Interesting. It's not coming over the full screen. And I had this happening with a couple of people who were wondering why their overlays weren't displaying correctly, because this normally this line where it says my name and my website is down at the bottom. So I'm seeing a different screen resolution here, and this has only happened because I started the Hangout with that green Start Hangout button. I don't usually start my Hangouts that way. I usually start them a different way. So I'm now going to know to ask that person to test with that person to start the Hangout a different way and see if their lower third custom overlay still looks funky. Okay, so I'm going to close this Hangout window. The way you exit a Hangout is you click on this red thing that looks like a telephone, old-fashioned telephone handset. It says leave call. Okay, now we're just back to the regular screen. I'm going to do a test here. Let me see if my lower third still comes out the same way if I do my Hangout the way I generally start it. So the way I generally start a Hangout is I search for the person that I want to hang out with, and this is an account that I have that I use for testing purposes, Sundance Silver. So first I find them, if you saw what I did, I put their name up here, Sundance Silver, and when they popped up in the list I clicked on them, and that opened this box here, which is a personal chat box, an instant message box. So now there's a little camera icon in that personal chat message box. It says video call. I'm going to click on that camera, and you can see it's now opening another Hangout window, and that sound you hear is the Hangout calling the other person. Now this is another way to do a Hangout that you can use for testing purposes, is to call somebody that you know isn't going to be available to answer. And that way the Hangout invitation is going to someone who's not online. It's not being listed publicly. So you will end up in a Hangout by yourself because it says here it looks like Sundance isn't available. So you can see there's no Sundance available. I am now in the Hangout by myself. Let's turn on that Hangout toolbox, and let me go to my presets and turn on my TGIF, and now you can see that now the TGIF Hangout overlay is correctly displayed the way it's supposed to be, at the bottom and not floating around. So that's an interesting glitch that we all just learned about on my video. How about that? One of the things to remember whenever you're using technology is you have to be able to take things in stride sometimes, because things get buggy, things don't always work the way we want them to work, and sometimes it takes a little bit of experimentation to figure out why. And I had been trying to help somebody figure out why their lower third wasn't showing up correctly. Now we know. Okay, this is how you start a private Hangout. I'm in here by myself. I don't have a listing on my Google Plus page that says, come into Melani's Hangout. As you can see, this is my Google Plus page. So there's no listing for this Hangout that we're in now. And that's how you can start a private Hangout. Now let's go back and close this and do a Hangout on air. This is one that will be recorded, but we'll make it private. This way you can watch it back and kind of see what happens, what's coming out, what's going on, but nobody else will see it. It'll be a privately listed video on your YouTube channel. So again, click on Leave Call to hang up. Okay, now this time, the way we're going to start that, usually when you start a Hangout on air, the way to start it is you go to your menu here on the left and you click on Hangouts. And it says start a Hangout on air. Now when you do it this way, it creates an event page to go with it. So the person that was asking me about this morning wanted to do a Hangout on air without creating an event page because he had no use for the event page. He just wanted to go in and test things. So if you want to do it that way, what you do is you start it from YouTube, not from Google+. So let's go to my YouTube page. Okay, so here we are on my YouTube page, and you're seeing this as I'm seeing this. I'm signed into my account. So this isn't what the public sees, but this is how your page will look when you're signed into your account. It'll have your subscriber number, your views, and your video manager up here. So you want to click on your video manager link right here at the top. And then on the left-hand side, under Video Manager, you see in your navigation list, one of the items is Live Events. Click on that Live Events link. Okay, you can either click on New Live Event on the right or Schedule a New Event right here. Link in the main window. So let's create a new event. Now, in this Create a New Event page, here's your setting that tells you whether it's going to be public, unlisted, or private. So I'm going to make this a private event. And what that means is it will not generate a post on Google Plus with the video being broadcast. If you make it a public event, then it will generate the post. It'll be something that other people can find if they're searching for you, your name, for example. So what you want to do is click on Private. And if you were going to schedule it to happen in the future, you would put the title, you would change the date, you can put a description here. And if you want to do all that for your test, you can do that too. I'm not going to worry about that. And because it's just going to be for me and I'm not inviting anybody else, in here where I would invite other people by their circles or by name, I'm just going to leave that blank and click Go Live Now. And it's telling me title is empty, it's not allowing me. Okay. Test HOA. Go live now. Okay, once I put the title in, it let me go. Says you will now enter a Google Plus Hangout on Air so you can stream live from your webcam. If you meant to schedule your live event for later, please click Cancel and edit your event time. Nope, I want to go live now. I'm going to click OK. And now, once again, it's opening a Hangout window. And this is a Hangout on Air. So even though technically we're not on air because I am not going live, I made it a private event and I'm not going to press the broadcast button down at which is being generated. If you look down here underneath my picture, you see a blue circle starting to form, and now it says Start Broadcast. So you're not actually going live until you press the Start Broadcast button. Live, by live I mean streaming on the internet, where if you had set it as public and you were streaming, for example, when I do my TGIF Business Networking Hangouts, this is what we call the green room. You might hear other Hangout hosts refer to the green room. And that's when we start the Hangout on air. We open up the room, people can come in, we can chat, we can see each other, but we are not streaming live to the general public until I press the Start Broadcast button, which only the person who creates the Hangout sees that Start Broadcast button, and then it starts streaming live. So now I am inside the Hangout. I can again turn on my lower third if I want to. And you can see now that when I click on the head in the circle in the Hangout toolbox, which shows me my lower third menu, here's all my built-in presets plus the one I just made built in. So I'll turn my TGIF one on, and because I had already clicked on this mirror image thing, when I saved the preset, it automatically shows up. Is it my head that's crooked or is it the glasses? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. It's a little distracting right now. So I hope this answers your question, Pamir, about how to start a Hangout on Air or a Hangout just with yourself and without it creating an event page and streaming live. No event page has been created in association with this Hangout because I went into YouTube Video Manager Live Events. Okay? Have a wonderful day, everybody.